Hey. This is Shit Show, awful stories told by not awful musicians and music industry professionals about the shitty situations they get into.
What is up? What is up? Salutations. You did it. Episode 2.
What's happening, everyone? It's Nate and Eric from INTHEWHALE. Today we are talking with Dave Klein, former drummer of Agent Orange.
And this interview happened probably 2015 as well as the first one we did with Randy from No Age. And you can tell the quality, so please give us a break. I swear to God I'm going to get better at speaking. I swear to God it does happen, but please stick with us.
Hell yeah. Let's listen to it.
So I'm here with Dave Klein, who was in the band the Bomboras, and he's also the drummer for Agent Orange, and he also has a kick-ass studio literally in his home.
DaveKleinRecording.com.
That's right, absolutely. I mean, we've known you for a long time, and I'm just kind of glad to be back here in LA and hanging out with you.
It's always nice to see you, Nate.
So stupid. Everyone knows, like, oh yeah, touring's fun and it's awesome, but no one really knows about, like, the shitty part about it. Like, you know, the terrible promoters or the terrible whatever.
Accommodations.
Yeah, terrible situations. And who else better to
Sleep
ask
deprivation, bad food.
Keep going. What other?
Gingivitis.
Rickets.
Dirty laundry. Crabs on your pillows.
Oh, man. Do you remember the time that
You had crabs on your pillows?
No, we had bed bugs. I think it was in Canada. Remember we stayed at the derelict hotel? No.
Oh!
Remember that? We were on tour with you guys, and we went to the hotel room, and there were bed bugs everywhere. So we just literally packed up, and there was no other hotels open, so we called you and slept on your floor.
Slept on our floor that was covered in bed bugs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Actually, I have a bed bug story, an Agent Orange one.
do it.
We did it. It was a tour we did with Pinata Protest and Guttermouth, and it was the last show we did, which was in Calgary. Oh no, Quebec City. Sorry, with Guttermouth.
Okay.
Did the end of the tour, and Pinata Protest didn't make it up to Canada for whatever legal reasons. So
They didn't make it in?
no.
Oh, wow.
So this is the last show. So we played this Quebec City show, and we were staying like in a Super 8, and right across the parking lot was like a Holiday Inn where Guttermouth was staying.
Uh-huh.
So I go out and I go and hang out after the show. Like Perry and Mike go back to the hotel, and I go and hang out with the Guttermouth guys. It was with Mark's girlfriend at the time, and Alex, the drummer, and maybe Jeff was with him. And we went out to some like after hours kind of club thing with know, the promoters and stuff up there.
Okay.
So I think it was about 6 o'clock in the morning. I come back like just drunk as a skunk. They dropped me off. They go to the hotel, and our hotel seemed nice. It was a totally like nice hotel. You know, I wake up the next day and Perry's like pointing to something, and he squashed a bed bug.
Oh.
And he had bites all over his arms. Now my stupid drunk ass didn't get bit at all. Maybe because it was like I was just so intoxicated.
Yeah, you were oozing booze.
Yeah, it was. So there you go, folks. You don't get bit by bugs. Drink
copious amounts of alcohol.
Drink tons and tons of vodka.
That's funny. So that was in Canada, though, right?
That was in Canada, yeah. And you know that thing is, kids at home. The Canadian hotels seem nicer.
Well,
cheap hotels in Canada, like Super 8s and all that stuff, they're like much nicer than the ones in America.
They're so nice. All those hotels are really nice.
They take Canadian dollars too.
Yeah, that's true. What show in all of your history? It doesn't matter what band, really. Is there a particular show that sticks out in your mind that you're just like, from the beginning when you showed up to the end of it, you're just like, this is terrible, or this is the worst ever?
Well, probably every show within the Whale. No, I'm just joking. Oh my God. Nightmare shows. Okay, so I guess the first thing is, because I've been touring for probably like at least 25 years.
Yeah.
So probably every single tour, there's always at least one show that gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, I said fucked up? Or,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, whatever you want to say.
Beep. So there's always one. I don't know, but for some reason I guess I'm a glutton for punishment because I'm still doing it here. So
right.
Every tour has some kind of show that's got some kind of. There's always some issue that you get paid. The show's canceled. Promoters being a dick. You're fighting to try to get your dinner buyout or your whatever thing. There's someone's fist fighting, someone's throwing beer on your gear in the studio. So it's not. I guess I don't have one specific show. But there's just like accumulative years of just stuff. But for some reason, I still do it. So.
Well, there's
the good outweighs the bad.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to some degree, that's true, but it's kind of an addiction too, where you're just like, I got to play shows, or I don't feel right just sitting at home.
We're all crack addicts. I mean, I used to say I work to support my music habit, but now I've taken my music habit and turned it into my support. What supports me.
Right.
But it's been a long journey. Yeah, I guess boys and girls at home, this stuff's not for everybody, but. If it's in your blood, you're just going to keep doing it no matter what.
It's true. You make it work.
Because, yeah, I mean, I guess I could probably think of specifics to these shows, because I had shows where the band broke up, there's fights, all this stuff, but keep doing it. So, because I do like 150 shows a year, so.
Right.
So now you take that over like at least 25 years or whatever, it's a lot of damn shows.
That's a lot of damn shows. I keep thinking of like the situation, like what happened to you guys in Agent Orange when you came to Denver. Just that experience, like how the homeless guy stole the bags even from your hotel room and said that they were theirs, and then Perry had to go and talk the guy.
Oh yeah, Perry's the homeless whisperer.
Yeah, how did he even... Just start over. What was that situation? What was that story? It's like you came in after the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, so here's what happened. Okay, that's kind of like it. So we did this fly out to Denver.
Right.
We played with you guys.
Right. You guys rented a vehicle.
We rented like a little minivan. And then this is when we first started hanging out with you guys.
Right.
Within the Whale. And we did a couple of shows within the Whale, and then one show got canceled. So you guys drove back. We decided to like drive back instead of staying
in the mountains. We all came back to Denver.
Yeah. So we came back. So we already had reservations at the Rock and Roll Ramada, whatever it was, the one downtown.
Right.
So I'll try to make this as like Reader's Digest as possible. So we wound up adding a day to it, but there was some kind of confusion when we went to check in at the front desk, and Mike set his like 2 bags by the front desk, and then in the course of the hotel manager trying to find our reservations, they said, "Oh, sir, just go sit down." Well, he sat down but didn't bring his bags over. Well,
right.
When he had his back turned, some homeless guy went and grabbed his bags, but went upstairs to like his buddy's room or whatever, and started pilfering through Mike's bags. Mike turns around, his bags are gone. They use the hotel camera. They saw who did it and traced it to the guy's room. They go knock on the guy's room. The guy's wearing Mike's clothing, and he has bags strewn about everywhere. The guy takes off out of the hotel.
How did he get past you guys?
I don't know. He got past, and like that was Mike and Perry dealing with it. I was on the phone with my wife at the time. They ran out. They cornered him in an alley, and Perry somehow talked him into the guy turning around and going back to the hotel. And he was wearing Mike's underwear, Mike's shirts, Mike's pants, like all like Mike's stuff.
Just all like, Southern California skater guy stuff.
Skater stuff, like a whatever, TSOL t-shirt or whatever what was we wearing or whatever. So somehow he managed to wrangle all his stuff back, his electric razor, all his like vitamins, all his stuff for this homeless dude.
I don't understand how Perry was even able to talk to this guy that was like clearly already, number one, stole the stuff, went up to the room and was wearing the clothes like instantly. Like, yeah, this is my stuff.
Yeah, just Perry's the homeless whisperer.
I just don't know.
He's got that magic power over people, I guess. It's all the coffee he drinks.
Oh my god! So then, how did it end up? So the guy ran away, right? And Perry followed him, like out of the hotel. And
then the cops showed up, and I think they didn't press charges. They kind of let the guy go. Just it wound up being just like kind of a silly homeless dude thing. But Mike did get his stuff back.
He did?
Yeah, I think he was missing like maybe a pair of socks or whatever. But
it's like whatever.
Yeah, cut his losses, but he got his stuff back. And Nate came and picked me up. And we went out to have drinks.
I think so. Yeah, right.
With Eric and Jen.
Is that right?
That was the same night.
Oh yeah. So that's just crazy. It never ends. It seems like on tour. There's always something because whenever you're out and away from your normal environment, there's going to be something wrong. The probability is high that something will go wrong.
Oh, even vehicles too. You have these. We take these vans out. Some with like people have trailers or whatever. You're putting like a ton of miles on things that are loaded down, probably heavier than they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like our last tour, we just did a tour with us and the Reverend Horton Heat, and our trailer wheel almost fell off. This is in Kansas City, Missouri. So we were going to it was a big show too. It was sold out. It was like I don't know, 1,000 people or 1,500 people, whatever. Like kind of like a big roadhouse in
Wow.
Kansas City, Missouri. And at that point in the tour, it was just the two bands. It was just the Rev and us. And we were probably like 2 hours late for our load in. We were doing good. We stopped to get gas about an hour and a half away from Kansas City. I was driving the van, pull up to like a truck stop, and some guy behind me in line when I went to go pay for buy some snacks and stuff. The guy goes, "Is that your van and trailer up there?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, your wheel is smoking."
Oh,
so
no.
I came out and the whole spindle was burned out. There was oil everywhere. We got stranded. We still managed to make the show.
You did make it?
Yeah, we just did kind of like, I wound up changing the bearings. We managed to buy the bearings and kits and all that stuff and borrow tools and everything, but we got it done. But we barely made in time for our set.
See, people
And that was thanks to the Reverend Horton Heat guys too. Their stage manager.
Was it Matt or who was it?
It was
Bobby?
Johnny.
Oh, Johnny?
Yeah. And
Johnny's awesome, isn't he?
Oh, he's great. And he set up a whole backline for us. So we basically wound up just waltzing on stage like in just normal like street clothes, just like t-shirts, shorts, covered in grease.
Yeah.
Walked up and like just kind of adjust things and play the show. Still, we got it done. But
Dude.
and that was really a big, huge thank you to those guys. And they were also really nice the whole time. The Rev guys are awesome. We had a good time with them.
Johnny would be like a perfect guy to interview as well, just like the craziness that he's seen. I mean, he used to work for Seven Dust as their tour guy. Like, I think he was just a guitar tech at that time, but that guy's got a lot of experience as well. Just like the craziest, shittiest situations. I mean, this was even the fact that he was able to go and finagle you guys a backline. I mean, you didn't use your normal drum set then.
No, it was just it was like a house kit or something.
Really?
But because we'd been doing this tour at that point, we were on the tour for like 4 weeks with him, so he kind of knew my setup. So he kind of just set up a drum set. I basically just made a few adjustments and I just played, But they were good. They were a good band supporting with the support acts are really very like gracious and
Right.
nice and stuff too. They're
Right.
cool guys. So you guys have played them before.
Yeah. How was that run?
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was good. It was all like nice theaters, or the majority of it was like theaters.
Well, the Rev is
crowds were
like.
good. It was different, kind of a different audience than we usually have. So,
How do people react that are more in the Reverend Horton Heat's pocket?
well, it was split. You could tell it was obvious to see who was more Rev fans than us,
Really?
because they tend to have like an older crowd anyway. So you could just kind of watch how the audience would shift a little bit. Yeah, but that's kind
that's
of to be
good,
expected.
though.
That's like any tour we've done, even like Guttermouth, even though it's kind of more similar audience.
Right.
You could tell who's hardcore Guttermouth people versus us. Just that it switches who's in the front of the stage,
Yeah, definitely.
like watching the band. So
But that's good, man. I mean, you got to do that stuff, cross-pollinate fans and all that stuff, So
right,
people like...
it's all about
Agent
cross
Orange.
pollination.
It is. It really is. It really is.
Pretty much, when we did the tour with them and Guttermouth, Pinata Protest would open, and it'd be all girls in front of the stage because they like those like young, hunky Latin dudes. And then we would play, it'd be kind of mixture, and then Guttermouth would play, it'd be all party dudes.
Yeah.
It would shift.
That's how that stuff goes, though.
I think we're all gluttons for punishment.
I think if you tour, that's what you're asking for. It's
Yeah.
just something terrible to happen.
Yeah, but you do it because you love it. That's the whole thing.
Right.
No one's really getting rich doing this stuff.
You're doing it now. Not getting rich, but I mean,
No, not getting rich, that's for sure.
recording things and doing
Yeah.
things that you love and touring. And I mean, thank God now that the shit situations are way less probably than they have been in the past.
They're always there. I think the thing that people don't realize, if we're talking about stuff that people don't realize about touring at home, is that the show is like a minuscule amount of the tour. The show is like 1 hour or whatever, or two. The actual playing is like an hour, 45 minutes to like an hour and a half, and then the rest of it is all hang time and traveling with people and dealing with hotels and eating, trying to find a place to eat that's not going to make you sick and
Right.
all that stuff. So people don't take into consideration you just drove 5 hours to play for an hour in front of people.
Right.
I mean, musicians, people that play shows or tour, what person spends $5,000 in gear, $200 in gas to make $50? It's crazy. The math is just crazy on it.
There's an addiction to it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, well, I've been doing this since I was 15 or whatever, and this is what I do. It does not pay out, really. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
But if you don't do it, you probably regret not doing it. But I have friends that have started bands later on that just they don't realize all the work that goes into it too.
Yeah. Well, what advice would you give somebody that's like starting out?
Run. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, just make sure you don't lose sight of what you're doing it for, because, I mean, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but chances are you're probably not going to make a lot of money doing it unless you're really well connected. But it's supposed to be about having fun
Or making other people have a good time.
Yeah,
So-
making fun. It's everybody kind of does it for different reasons too. Because there's people that play to impress the musicians, and there's people that try to get chicks or whatever.
Right.
There's people that do it because they love writing music or whatever, or like performing. So, just just be true to yourself while you're doing it.
Absolutely. You have to. I mean, because at a certain point, you'll be out on the road, and if you're not in it for the right reasons, those like minuscule hiccups in the road, like a blown out tire or a fight, can't get resolved because it's not why you're there. It's like, I'm just here to pick up chicks or to impress people. So the little hiccups in the road, I'm not going to deal with because I can do other things that are less stressful.
Oh yeah,
So you just, your reasonings behind it, keep you alive or don't,
do or die.
ride or die.
Riders on the storm. Yeah.
Touring as much as you have, I mean, it's just got to be a blur at this point.
That's kind of it. I think the thing is, we had this conversation earlier about you kind of block out a lot of the bad stuff,
Yeah.
and
Well, that helps you keep going, Like,
Yeah.
what's your reasoning behind it? You block out all the bad things so you can keep
I
pushing
don't like keep
it.
staring at your computer. Sorry.
Yeah, stop staring at the
It's
computer.
that.
I'm right here, Dave. I'm right here, Dave.
Yeah, it's weird. Here's the thing: is that I guess the other thing about touring, if you want to focus on like kind of negative stuff on it, is that you're like perpetually walking around in a state of sleep deprived tiredness. So you save up all your energy for the showtime. So it's really weird. You kind of drag yourself through the entire day. You do that like whatever, 4 to 8, 9 hour drive. Then you hit this and you set your stuff up, and you're like, okay, I'll have Red Bull or whatever. Then you play, and all this burst of energy comes back, and then when you're done, you're like, okay, I'm tired. Then you go to bed, you just crash out in like your dirty clothes or whatever. And then it's like Groundhog's Day. Every day when you're on tour, every day is Saturday except for when you have days off. Those are Mondays.
Those are Mondays.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
It's always Sunday. It's always Saturday, and then it's Monday.
Right.
So I heard it might have been a show we did with you guys in Tempe, Arizona, at that
The Yucca Tap Room?
Yucca Tap Room. Remember it was the end of a tour.
That was the last day.
It was the last day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm outside, just, I guess you want to call it getting fresh air. People are out there smoking or whatever, but I was outside.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to the door guy, and I was like, it's the end of a tour. It's the end of a 5-week tour or 6-week tour, so you're just so tired at that point. And I'm talking to the security guy, and he's like, oh, how was the tour? And I'm like, oh, it's been good. We were really kind of tired and beat. And I hear some person outside that was like outside having a cigarette, like, I hate when bands complain about how tired they are. It's the easiest job on earth. And like just like complaining about that. They can't believe people say it, but it's just like it kind of becomes like any other job in a way where it becomes your life.
Right. Well, I mean, anytime you travel any distance, you're going to be exhausted because it's like, especially with a band, you're traveling every day. Most people go on a trip, they'll fly to Mexico or someplace, and it's one big flight, and then they're there. They're not
they're
really
on vacation
going.
too. They're actually like, touring's not vacation, but I still feel very fortunate and blessed that I've had all these experiences and I've been able to do it. And also I've worked really hard to put myself in the position where I'm at to do it. A lot of sacrifices, and even it puts a lot of toll on your relationships.
Oh yeah, all
With
relationships
everything,
get hurt.
Everything.
Yeah.
So, you take the good, take the bad, you
Right.
take them both, and there you have the facts of life. There's a time you got to grow and show you're growing now. You know about the facts of life. The facts of life.
So stupid.
Yeah, I know.
I hate you so much.
First name, Mr. Middle name, period. Last name, T. First name, Mr. Don't make me mad. Shut up, fool. I pity the fool. Don't give me no back talk, sucker. Don't give me no back talk, sucker.
Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome. Bye.
Well, there you have it, everybody. That was Dave Klein, and you can follow him on his socials on Instagram, which is Dave_Klein_recording.
or go to his website, davekleinrecording.com. He runs a really great recording studio in East LA. He's a great dude, great engineer, great producer. So check him out if you need any recording done, or if you need a studio drummer or a touring drummer or whatever. He's the dude.
Yeah, thank you guys once again for checking us out and supporting us. And you can continue to support us with our Instagram, which is Shit Show Pod, all one word, Shit Show Pod. And our Facebook is the same thing. If you go and just look up Shit Show Pod, we have a red background, looks like a floor mat. Until next time, don't be a shit show.
Thank you.
Bye.